Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I am your host, Saheem, the Dream, always Swayze and never lazy.
And it's your boy J Mac Main, baby.
J Mac Mizzle, what is going on? So we got a lot. We got a lot to cover, man. We didn't cover SmackDown. We didn't cover NXT last week. What we're going to just cover on this show is NXT Takeover and SmackDown.
SummerSlam.
Yeah. So NXT Takeover. Let's get into it.
Before we get into that, what's your thoughts on the Thunderdome?
On the Thunderdome, I don't have any like real. I think it was a creative idea. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I thought it was a very creative idea in order to make the audience feel included, in order to give that effect or that feel like there's an audience there. So I thought it was a cool idea. I thought it was very digital, very futuristic. So I thought it was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like wowed by it, but I thought it was a cool idea. I thought it was very creative of them to do. So it wasn't a bad. It was a cool idea.
It caught me off guard because I didn't think they're gonna have so many monitors. In NBA, the NBA has that one wide thing that they have a couple screens, but I didn't know they were gonna actually fill the whole arena with it. Okay. But I'm not gonna lie, it did have the sound effects and it sounded like as if there were real fans there. So it kind of brought the feel back to it. Right, and then the fact that they had pyro, which was real good in my eyes. So,
Sean Schaefer,
going on,
Sean? Thank you for joining us today. Sean, what did you think about the Thunderdome? We want to know what you think, Sean. I thought it was a very futuristic idea. I thought it was very cool. Jeremiah hit me up in my inbox. We was talking very briefly, and he was just like, we were just talking very briefly. He was like, what do you think about the Thunderdome idea? And I was like, I just want to see what it looks like. Or, what are they gonna pull out? And I seen like a picture of it online, but then kind of like go into like reading the article. Jeremiah says, I like the Thunderdome. At least they're trying, right? Yeah. At least they're trying. They're really trying. They're trying as hard as they can to keep that fan interaction. So I thought it was a pretty cool idea. Man. Let's get on to NXT, man. This takeover. So I'm gonna just go. We're gonna go down the list or go down the line of matches. Adam Cole. No, I'm sorry. That was too early. Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher.
That match was actually unexpected because I'm like, wait, Finn has a match?
I didn't know Finn had a match either.
Yeah, I think that was something that they just put together last minute. But it was decent. I'm not gonna lie, like it was okay, for opening match.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty good match. A lot of they were very technical throughout the match. A lot of technicality, a lot of technical wrestling going on there. Finn showing, his technical prowesses. Showing how good he is on the mat. Which I thought was pretty cool. A lot of great reversals. Back and forth. I thought it was a pretty good match. Overall.
Right.
Let's go. Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai. I was like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of got. I'm saying what you expected to happen. What's her name? Mercedes Martinez interferes. You expected that. So I was just like,
Yeah. It was eh. All right. In my opinion, we have the North American Championship, Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest, versus Johnny Gargano versus Cameron Grimes versus Velveteen Dream. In my opinion, this was the match of the weekend. This was the best match of the weekend. This is the best match. This match is dope. Had a lot of great spots, a lot of back and forth. My money was on either Gargano or Velveteen. I was going for either one. I was like, if either one wins, I'm happy. But Damian Priest pulls out the win, which I thought was pretty cool because, again, he's an upstart. He's building his character. So, again, NXT is about development. So they're going to always try new champions, new upstarts, people who have a good run on their character, which I like. So I was definitely not mad at the fact that Damian Priest won that match because, again, NXT is about development. So I thought it was pretty cool that he won the title in the way he celebrated, with the women in the hot tub.
Wait. Yeah, he just jumped in like, I'm going to celebrate. I'm like, okay.
He's like, yeah. Yeah. But it was a great match, man. I thought it was a great match. It had a lot of great spots. Velveteen Dream, already he was catching people with finishes in like the first minute of the match. It was good. I was like, if Cameron Grimes gets this daggone belt, man. I was like,
oh yeah, he's so annoying. I'm sorry.
I was like, anybody but this guy, like, Cameron Grimes, anybody but this guy. Anybody but this guy, man. He's funny though. I think I found him to be very entertaining. He could be like the new Brooklyn Brawler or something, but yeah, as far as like a serious contender. So I'm assuming by your response, you didn't really have like a big match of the weekend that you. What did you think was the best match out of Takeover overall?
I think this match was the best match from Takeover. Okay. Trying to think of the match card. Overall, I think, and obviously this match had more primetime players in it. So I would say this match did take it.
Yeah. What did you think about the NXT Championship? Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross.
I thought the match was pretty good. I went back and forth with it a little bit. But I think overall, it was decent. I didn't expect Karrion Kross to win, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But then again, they've been booking him so dominant, I was like, well, they're not gonna have him lose to Keith. So I was kind of on the fence about it, and the fact that he won, it was kind of like, wow.
Yeah. And the other thing is that, Waldron Richard says, thank you, Waldron Richard, for joining us. He says, Thunderdome. So you like the Thunderdome, Waldron? He's a fan of the Thunderdome. This match here, I thought it was a pretty good match overall. Sean Schaefer says, Keith Lee is my boy, and they are bringing him to Raw. That's why he lost. Yeah, and I was going to mention that. I was actually going to mention that because when he lost the title, I was saying to myself, like, he probably got the main roster call up, so that's probably why they had him lose the belt. But again, it was like SummerSlam. You see the promotion for Keith Lee. I was like, all right, cool. So
that was kind of shocking to me too. The fact that during SummerSlam I get they advertising Raw, but the fact that they're advertising like Keith Lee, that was like, wow.
Yeah. Waldron Richard says it was time for Keith Lee to go up to the main roster. Absolutely, definitely was his time. I really feel like they have big plans for Keith Lee. I think they have big plans. I think they're really trying to push Keith Lee, especially the way how he lost that belt. Like, it makes sense. Like, he loses the belt at Takeover. On SummerSlam, he gets the promotion of going up to the main roster, and in Raw, he's going to show up like that. So they got big plans for him. They really got some big plans for Keith Lee. Hopefully, the plans are to make him a champion. dope.
I mean, and with that being said, like Keith Lee and you know, I feel Undisputed Era too. Like they're another ones that feel like there's nothing else that they can do on NXT. Like I said, like we talked about the last show, like they've had all the gold together at the same time. There's no groups that, you know, other groups there, so there's nothing. So they might as well just go to the main roster as well. Now the match with Pat McAfee and Adam Cole, that match shocked me. Pat McAfee was a whole lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Sean Schaefer says, I think he would get a better push on SmackDown. He's speaking in a sense. He's speaking of Keith Lee. SmackDown. Well, Sean, the other thing about that is Roman's back.
Oh yeah.
So you know, as far as push, we know how Vince McMahon feels about Roman Reigns. Roman's my boy, but we know how Vince McMahon feels about his guys. You know what I mean?
That's their second child, you know.
Yeah. Waldron Richard says, I agree about SmackDown. So he agrees that Keith Lee, Sean, and Waldron definitely agree that Keith Lee would have a better push on SmackDown. But who does Raw really have, though? I mean, Raw has some people.
They have the Monday Night Messiah. They have
Monday Night Jesus.
They have, you know, as far as big names, you know, outside of Messiah, you know, Randy's still gonna get his push. You know, you got Randy. I mean, I'm sorry about that. I said Randy already. Drew McIntyre. I'm like, damn, yeah, Drew McIntyre. I mean, they don't have no top tier guys outside of, you know, Randy, Drew, and Seth.
Right.
So
that's true. Randy. No, they have Kevin. They have Kevin. Randy. Drew.
When he decides to fight.
They got Randy. You said Randy already. Who else they got?
That's what I'm saying. Outside of Kevin, when Kevin Owens decided to fight, just Randy, Drew, and Seth as like the top heavyweight contenders. You know, other than that, everybody else is like mid card.
They just got to book Kevin in the main event. That's all they got to do.
And Bobby Lashley when they decided, you know,
right,
back in there.
Right. Sean Schaefer says that would be a great booking. Roman Reigns versus Keith Lee would be a great match. I think it will be a great match. I think it will be very interesting to watch those two go head to head. And I know for sure that they're not gonna like make that a bad match. I think they're gonna make that a good match. I think that'll be very interesting. Right. That'll be a good match. I would want to see how that goes. Absolutely. They got Kevin. Man, what the hell happened to the roster? Jesus. They got Dolph Ziggler.
Mid card.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Dolph Ziggler is WWE Underground.
You shut your mouth, JJ. You shut your mouth. Dolph Ziggler is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. You shut your mouth, JJ.
Yeah, he's on that WWE Underground roster. I mean, he's fighting with jeans and Chuck Taylors and a ponytail. I mean,
oh man. Sean Schaefer says they have Andrade. Andrade, he's mid card and he's tag team now. He's in the tag team with Angel Gaza. So they're not gonna, you know, put him out there now. That was a Royal Rumble rematch. You mean Keith Lee and Roman Reigns? Waldron?
Was that Survivor Series that they had?
What's that?
Yeah, I think so. It was Survivor Series where they actually was, you know, Keith Lee was. Well, look on the bright side. I mean, now with Keith Lee going to Raw, I won't be surprised if Mia Yim decides to come up and we can get our dream tag team with Mia Yim and Bianca Belair.
That'd be cool. That'd be dope.
Because you know how WWE try to keep couples together, so.
Yeah. So that'd be pretty cool, Mia Yim. That'd be pretty dope. So let's go on to SummerSlam. Let's talk about this SummerSlam, right? We got another comment. Sean Schaefer says, you think they aren't going to squash the tag team after SummerSlam loss? Nah, I'm gonna tell you honestly, Sean. I think they're gonna hold on to Andrade and Angel Gaza because it still feels like they're trying to fill them out as far as their character. Like even though there's been rumors that Vince McMahon sees Angel Gaza as a young Eddie Guerrero, and he has these expectations for him. It still feels like they're still trying to fill them out. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason why they paired them together because they had a vision for Andrade Siamas, but it seems like that kind of drifted away. It's like they were trying to make him like build his mid card push up to a heavyweight, but it seems like they kind of dwindled out when they felt like his character. They felt like his character wasn't getting over. So it's like now we're going to pair him with Angel Gaza and then kind of have him in a tag team. I think they're going to try to push the whole tag team thing. Warden Richard said, "Sorry, you're right." Yeah, I think what they're going to try to do is have those, have Angel Gaza and Andrade do the whole tag team thing for a little bit, and I think it will work. I think the whole tag team thing would work with them. I would definitely.
I think they're gonna give him the belts at some point, just not right now. I mean, hey, they may win it tonight on a rematch. Right. I believe they're doing the tag titles just to give them some kind of legitimacy.
Right, because the Street Profits right now are hot, and they need like hot tag team to carry the division, like how we had the New Day and how we had the Usos. So they need a hot tag team to carry the division that's going to bring a lot of attention, a lot of notoriety to the division. So that way, when Angel Gaza and Andrade get the belts, it'll be at a time where they feel like the tag team's attention is at a peak where they're getting as much notoriety as they can, and it's like, all right, let's move the belts on to these guys and have them as these main villains and so forth. But I think that, I agree with Jay. I agree that they are going to put the belts on them, but it depends on how well they fare. I feel like their characters are still flat, and they're still trying to get their groove, like they in between. So let's get on to SummerSlam 2020. So I'll be straight up with you guys. I came in. I live in Texas, so a lot of you guys are watching TV on Eastern time, and I'm like South something specific or whatever. And so I'm like an hour behind. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, all right, SummerSlam is starting at 7:00, but really it's starting at 6:00 my time. So I missed some of the matches. The match I came in at a good time. I came in when who was fighting? Dominic. I came in at the Dominic and Seth Rollins match,
which is a really good match.
It was good. Dominic was doing some stuff, man. Hey, 619. It was a slow 619, but it was a 619 less. To the credit, he pulled it off. It was a little slow. He didn't even hit the ropes. He just ran to it. He ran right into it. He just ran into the. And I was like, all right, Dominic, you got to hit the ropes like your pops, man. You got to hit the ropes, then go and do the, then spin around. But he was like, nah, I'm just gonna run into it. He raw dog. He just went right into it. But it was a good match. It was good. It was good. It shocked me. When Dominic was doing his stuff, doing his thing, I was like, all right, Dominic. He came in with the rain gear on. I was like, all right, my boy suited up. Came in like looking like Robin. I was like, okay, doing this thing. Like, okay.
Robin, not Robin, not Nightwing.
Not Nightwing, Robin. Nightwing is Ricochet, but Robin. Sean Schaefer says, I think he did pretty good for his first match. Great looking frog splash. Yeah, he did pretty good. He shocked me, man. He really shocked me. It was just like from what we seen on Raw. It was like, it was hard to really tell because he didn't have any official matches, but he did pretty good. He did like a little swinging DDT. I was like, he's doing swinging DDTs. I'm like, okay, right, Dominic. I was like, you go, Dominic. You go.
Little Dom.
Look down. Yeah, so I thought the match was pretty good. You know, kendo stick beatings, little kendo
Oh,
stick whippings. Yeah, yo, they backs, man, was looking crazy, man.
the who?
I said, your backs is looking crazy, man. Slash, you know, all the welts and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Oh yeah,
So let's talk about this match. Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. Loser leaves WWE. Did you watch this match?
I did. I don't know what it was about, or well, no, I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole match, but
I mean, but
I don't know.
nah,
I don't even know what to say about it.
nah, eh. All right, let's move forward. Bailey versus Asuka. Bailey versus Asuka. I didn't catch that match. I already knew it was going to be. Huh? You watched it?
I watched
Okay,
it.
so I already had it in mind. This, all right, I'm gonna just tell y'all straight up. When I started watching SummerSlam, I already went in with the mind frame like this. There's going to be title changes. There's going to be a heavyweight title change. I knew that for sure, and I knew that if the match was going to be Asuka versus Bailey and Sasha, you know, in individual matches, one of those people are going to lose their belts. Vince
Right.
McMahon apparently is high on Bailey. He gave her a lot of compliments and stuff like that. So Bailey wasn't losing her title. So of course it was Sasha. So but yeah.
One time, well, while I'm watching the match, I already knew. I kind of had the same thing. Like, Asuka was gonna win one of the belts, and once I saw the end of the Bailey Asuka match, how basically she went for the hip attack, and Bailey moved, and Sasha got on the rope and took the hit for her. I said, okay. I said Sasha's gonna lose. I said because Bailey's gonna try to return the favor, help Asuka win. I mean, help Sasha win, and it's gonna backfire. And that's exactly what happened. She tried the same thing that Bailey did, but I mean, she did the same thing Sasha did, but Asuka saw it and she's ready for it. And then Sasha went for this bank statement, but it got counted into the whatever Asuka's finisher is called, and then I was like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, game over. I seen it. I was like, yeah, she gonna tap. It's like
Right.
game over. Yeah, it's like game over. It was some great reversals toward the end. They were doing a lot of countering. I thought that was like the highest point in the match. Some great reversals. Sean Schaefer says, I was hoping they were going to flip it and have Sasha win and Bailey lose, but I don't really care for the storyline anymore. You know what?
Sasha's technically a SmackDown competitor, so that's how I knew she was going to lose.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm with Sean. I was hoping on Sasha keeping the belt and Bailey losing it, and then that being a stir and some kind of jealousy of, okay, so now you're, Sasha those belts and I'm Bailey one belt, and now, I lost my belt, and, and Bailey being like this overhyped hype woman behind her to a point where she almost loses her belt. And then I thought like from there they would kind of like run into like a feud or something like that, whatever. But I was really hoping for Sasha to keep her belt and Bailey to lose hers. But nah, they was like, nah, we're going to keep Bailey with this run because Bailey's almost at a year right now. I think she's
past a year. Didn't they say over 300 some days?
Yeah. She didn't reach 365. I think she's at 311. 311 days.
Okay.
Yeah. September 11th.
And I think she won it because she cashed in the Money in the Bank contract or something like that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think she won the belt on the 11th of September of last year, 2019. So the 11th of this year, I believe, would be a full year that Bailey had the belt. It feels like forever. I thought she had the belt for like 500 days in my mind. I promise you, man. I was like, yo, she had this belt for a long time. That's how so not invested in her reign I am. I'm just interested in that feud and what's going to happen to those two, how that feud is going to pan out, But they may be like a 4 horsewoman thing happening if Charlotte comes back, because that whole beef that happened between Shayna Baszler and Charlotte. online where they were going back and forth with each other. It seems like they may have like a whole four horsewoman thing going on. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right. So let's get to these. All right. So yeah, I didn't get to see the Apollo Crews versus MVP match.
It was on a pre-show. It was okay.
It was okay.
Apollo won, obviously. Yeah, it was all right.
Right. He should win. He should win. I think Apollo Crews, the feud with him and MVP. Because the thing about him and MVP is it's cool, but I don't think it's building as much heat as they want it to be built. It's good. It's good though. It's good. It's good. It's interesting. It's not like but it's good, but I think right now, if it's not building the heat that they wanted to build at this point, Apollo should move on to another opponent. He needs to move on to somebody else. He needs to go on to somebody else and kind of figure that out from there. But before this whole angle between him and MVP gets stale.
Yeah, and they introduced the Hurt Business shirts last night.
Really?
Yeah, so they may show it on Raw tonight, but yeah, they have official Hurt Business T-shirts now.
Yeah. Interesting. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre.
Really good. I think this was like the match. This was to me match of the night.
Match of the night.
Yeah, that's when we say match of the weekend with the ladder match. I was like, Randy versus Drew is really good. I mean, now the finish, I was just like,
backslide pin.
Because when he won with a backslide, Michael Cole's, yeah, you never saw it coming. I'm like, Michael Cole, shut up.
like, don't tell me you built your whole pay-per-view off of a damn backslide pin. Really? Like, you come up with something better than that, we know like the whole pay-per-view was kind of built on Roman Reigns popping out of nowhere, which we're going to get to with him and Braun and the Fiend. But like, this is what I was thinking in my head. I was like, what would be really dope is because I was going for Randy, right? I wanted Randy to win. But what I thought would have been really dope is if Randy caught Drew McIntyre with the same RKO he caught Chris Benoit with at SummerSlam when he won his first world championship. I thought that would have been dope. I was like, what if he catches him with that same RKO? Like, Drew McIntyre tries to reverse into like a headlock or something, and Randy want to catch him with that RKO, and then the match is done. But nah, we got a backslide pin, unfortunately.
Great match.
You never seen it coming.
You're right about that.
All right, Braun Strowman versus The Fiend. Braun Strowman versus The Fiend. I thought this was a good match. I'm a little sad because Braun had to lose that belt. He had to. And the reason why I say he had to lose the belt was because if The Fiend would have lost at that point, they should have, like, if The Fiend would have lost, then it would have been back to the drawing board with that character again. And they would have had to bury the character in the sense of not bury him like, like get rid of him, but like kind of like have him off of TV for a long time, then reintroduce him like a few months later. You know what I'm saying? And give him a large amount of time off to reinvent the character again. But it was a good thing that The Fiend won. So I'm good. I'm happy with that. I'm good with that. And it made sense. And The Fiend had to win, because if The Fiend would have lost, then that character would have made no point. You know what I'm saying? In his existence of just being beat by like regular Joes. Well, not regular Joes, but because Braun ain't a regular dude. He's a really big dude. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the point of his character is to be dominant. You know what I'm saying? And then when he lost to Goldberg, even though Goldberg is a formidable foe based on his character type, it was just too soon for him to lose. So And nobody wanted to see Roman. I mean, I would want to see Roman Reigns beat the Fiend because I'm a Roman Reigns fan. But for the for the fairity of the fans and what they would want and what would have been right altogether for the development of the character, I wouldn't have called a Roman Reigns versus Fiend at WrestleMania. I would have just, I don't know if I would have went with Goldberg beating him, but I would have tried to win with, probably would have gone with something else. Me, in my mind, I would have allowed the Fiend to hold that belt for, a little while longer. But, rather than lose it so early, truth be told.
My only problem with the match was it was a good, decent match. I'm not going to take none away from the two. Mm-hmm. I just thought that with this whole build up with, and they use Alexa Bliss as a pawn, the fact that you don't have her at all, or she's not seen at all during the match was kind of, weird. Yeah. But, other than that, I mean, like I said, it was a decent match. Now, like you said, Roman coming back was definitely unexpected, and he literally came out like last minute. Like, as soon as Fiend turned around, he got speared, and Michael Cole, who the hell is that? You know
it is Michael Cole. You seen him backstage before you came out there. Shut up, Michael. Shut up. You seen him before he came out, Michael. Who the hell is that? You know who it is, Michael.
Right,
shut up.
Y'all were talking backstage. Come on, bro.
Shut up.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. But then it's like, I mean, but now it's funny because now you question it. Like, now is that a heel turn for Roman, or he just coming back to say I'm back?
You know what? I think Roman should turn. You know what? This would be dope. This would be the dopest thing in the world, and they can do this. They can do this now. They can make this happen now, because because SmackDown is Friday, but they got time to really think about this and let it marinate on this. They need to let Roman turn heel and pair him with the Usos.
Well, Jimmy's going to be out for a little while longer.
Oh, really? He's still going to be out that long? Mm-hmm. What kind of injury he has?
I forgot. I can check it out real quick.
Oh man. Yeah, but that would be dope.
Now, and they can flip it and say the fact that hey, a lot how Roman can say the fans were saying how since he turned his back on WWE, or he decided to stay away during this whole COVID situation. He could be like, I was home taking care of my family, but you guys spit in my face and you guys turned your back on me. And it'll be a good motive for him to turn heel.
Yeah, having a dog Roman would work. It'll work. It will do wonders for his character, because then he'll get to cut loose a lot more on a mic and cut loose a lot more with his character, and then he can again slowly change that dynamic back to being a babyface, to where he now can properly present himself as more of an edgier babyface that people would like, into that Roman that a person like me or Roman fans have visualized him to be. But yeah, I think a heel turn right now, because when he came in there and he just started like beating up Braun, I'm like, why are you beating up Braun? But I'm like, do you like, and it was interesting because I'm like, hopefully this is what where they're going to go with his character and the kind of direction they're going to take with his character. So I was like, all right, this is cool. And then he spared the Fiend, and I was like, all right, cool. So, and he raises the title up. But here's the thing, though. Here's the other thing. It would be too soon to book him against the Fiend. They should have something going on, but not a match so early. Because I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to put him in a match against the Fiend.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, this early though, because the Fiend just won the belt.
I mean, well,
because
match anyway. That's a match that was initially supposed to happen at WrestleMania until they decided Goldberg, hey, like, oh yeah, we still do have you under contract. All right, well, I guess you and Roman would be okay, but
yeah, but they're gonna just be playing hot potato with the belt, like
I'm not saying for them to take the belt from him right now, yeah. But let him have a match or two, and see where it goes from there.
Right. To me, Escobar Ellis, Esco. Thank you for joining us, Esco. He says SummerSlam 9 out of 10. Esco really enjoyed SummerSlam. He enjoyed it a whole lot. I think, but because this is the thing, Jay. Like, if he starts feuding with the Fiend, Vince is going to put that belt on Roman.
Of course he is.
In like a month to 2 months tops, I give the Fiend a month or 2 months tops if he's feuding with Roman to have that belt taken off of him and put on Roman. I don't think they're gonna, and I feel like they need to milk that Fiend character. They got to milk him right. They got to really milk him. And, for all that he's presenting as far as being a great character, being, this terror. But if the Fiend, say for instance, the Fiend does fight Roman, right? Because every time the Fiend fights somebody, they change. So maybe that may be the thing.
Right. I mean, but
change Roman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And maybe the thing, change Roman. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a very interesting situation. Jose Vasquez, thank you, Jose, for joining us. He says they should build Roman and the Fiend for Survivor Series. Survivor Series is November, right?
Yes.
It's November. So that's like, we got like this 2 months.
They don't have time for a build because obviously they have a pay-per-view a week after SummerSlam with no build-up whatsoever.
Yeah. Because the biggest event that they would have to book a match for them to fight in would be, Survivor Series is one, but Survivor Series is usually delegated to, the traditional Survivor Series teams. And then it will have some title matches there, here and there, if they want. But then the other thing would be, you have the other big pay-per-view would be Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. You have other pay-per-views in between, but you want to save that kind of match for like a big pay-per-view, which would be like I would say WrestleMania. You would want that feud to conclude at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's a long time, but a great payoff. Because again, if we keep having these last minute bookings at WrestleMania where like Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar, popping up out of nowhere, it's like, and it's just like, so it's just like, I just think it won't really work well if they just, I'm just saying more so that the feud between him and the Fiend should conclude at WrestleMania. If they book matches and pay-per-views in between here and there, that's cool. But the feud should conclude at WrestleMania. Like, let that feud conclude there. Because, WrestleMania is like, what, April?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's going to be March next year. Because I'm going to try to go. If they have fans around, I'm going to go because it's my birthday weekend. So,
Jay, you ain't going. Jay, you're going to be on that Thunderdome, man. You're going to be on that Thunderdome. Like, you're going to be sleeping in your bed.
At some shape, form, or fashion, I will be in the building for WrestleMania.
Okay. All right. So March, right? So say September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So that's like 7 months. That's a good time to build a good feud, because I was really hoping. I'm gonna tell you, there were certain matches that never happened in WWE that shit. Like, there's only 2 dream matches that weren't supposed to be dream matches, but were supposed to be actual matches that never happened. And that's the first is The Rock, Triple H, and Stone Cold Steve Austin in that triple threat match at Survivor Series in, I think it was 98. That was like one of my dream matches. And I remember we was in the crib, we was talking about that. We was like, yo, it's gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? You's a Triple H fan, I'm a Rock fan. Frank was an Austin fan. Nuff was an Austin fan, so it was like it's gonna be lit.
Right.
I was like, it's gonna be crazy. And they all fighting for the belt. It was like, yo, the three best fighting. That's crazy. And then the other match was Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. And that when Seth got injured, I was mad because I was like, yo, this is supposed to be like that match. Like this is supposed to be that big thing, like that big one-on-one match that we look forward to at a WrestleMania, and it never happened. So,
It's
but
true.
yeah, but that's the kind of matches that they need to build, and I think having that Fiend versus Roman could really do it. Now, I'm not sure. I know how I feel about it. I know a lot of fans are probably like in between, but you know, my dream match with the Fiend would always be the Demon versus the Fiend. That's just like that would
Yeah,
be.
that definitely should have happened. I mean, it could possibly still happen, but that definitely should have happened.
Yeah, that definitely should have happened. Definitely. Yeah, but they gotta bring Finn back to the main roster. They gotta bring him back, and they gotta let him go. You know, let him do his thing.
Unleash, unchain.
Unchained, unleashed, unchained. All right, man. So we got to go catch this Monday Night Raw to see what's going on
Right.
as far as the aftermath of SummerSlam and see how Keith Lee's debut is going to be. So we thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. You guys go catch that Monday Night Raw. We will be back to talk to you guys again about some more wrestling, some more news, and some more rumors. I am your host, Saheem the Dream.
With your boy J Mac Main.
J Mac Mizzle, and we will see you guys later. Peace.